Corrupt cops often make reckless decisions and get away with them, but today we bring you moments where they were humbled, exposed by higher authorities, and embarrassed for all to see.
Let me see your phone. Go ahead and end it.
No.
End it right now. Listen, do you understand what I just said to you?
There is nothing more satisfying than seeing a corrupt police officer getting held accountable, and it is even better when it is done by someone a few pay grades above them. So make sure to watch until the end, as these tyrants were owned and humbled by higher authority. Officer Wayne Casey of the Pevely Police Department caught a glimpse of truck driver Matthew Rankin as he was silently filming a traffic stop from the corner of a gas station. The officer decided to drive off to him, and what followed was downright abysmal.
Hey, Arnold's pulling up. You got the stuff right there. I'm gonna go over there and have a talk with. Right here. What's up, bud? You got ID with you?
Sorry, no.
You have no ID with you.
No, I'm not in my truck. Plus, it's not a stop and ID state. I'm not.
No, it is. Do you realize you are in Missouri? It is now illegal to record the police officers. I can seize your phone right now as evidence. That's fine.
So
let me see your phone. Go ahead and end it.
No.
End it right now. Or I will place you under arrest.
It's
Listen, do you understand what I just said to you? Stop it right now. Stop it right now. Do you understand? Listen to me. Listen to me. Stop. Stop. Right now. Do you understand me?
Officer Casey crossed a dangerous line, violating multiple constitutional rights when he confronted Matthew, who was lawfully filming a traffic stop in a public space.
It's a live stream. There's no evidence on the phone. You just turned it off, so there's
It is illegal in the state of Missouri to film us.
the Supreme Court's already ruled
No.
against that, sir.
Bull. I'm going to seize your phone
Sir.
as evidence.
Suggest you don't do that.
Oh, I don't care what you suggest.
You don't.
Being recorded right here.
Okay.
Let me see your ID.
You've lost your qualified immunity.
Let me see your ID. Do you understand what I just asked you? Let me see your ID. You're interfering with my traffic stop. Let me see your ID.
I'm on the other side of the street.
It doesn't matter. You're taking my attention away from my traffic stop, because now I have to watch over here to see what you're doing to make sure you're not going to harm me. Therefore, you're interfering with my stop, because I am now taking my attention away from my traffic stop. Do you understand what I just said?
The officer illegally demanded Matthew's identification, even though there was no solid, reasonable, articulable suspicion of any crime. This overstep is a clear abuse of authority.
But I'm telling you.
Give me, listen, I don't want your explanation. I don't want your explanation. Do you understand that?
Oh, I understand.
Okay then, great. Now that we understand each other.
Here you go.
Stand right here in front of my patrol car. In front of my patrol car. And I'm just telling it, you're not out here asking me questions. You understand that? Yeah, no, I didn't. Okay.
That's my opinion.
I don't care what your opinion is. All right? Do you know what a felony is in the state of Missouri from being from Texas? I don't think so, okay? What did you say? No, there is no... Right. Where's your vehicle at, bud?
Here.
Huh? Where? Where? Which one? Because I asked you where your vehicle is.
This is yet another case of camera fear taken to the extreme. A regular cop suddenly starts inventing fake laws out of thin air.
Which one? 8 trucks back. Here's the deal, bud. You have no idea what's going on out here, okay?
I have absolutely no idea.
Exactly.
I have no
So
interest
you
in
have,
interfering.
listen. Stop interrupting me. Let me talk. When we're conducting a traffic stop with a well-known drug dealer,
I kind of figured that. Since
Okay.
you made her shake her bra.
I didn't make her do that. She did that all on her own.
I have nothing against what you're doing.
But you're out here trying to record us and trying to act like you know the laws. What did I just say about interrupting me, bud? Am I letting you talk when you talk? Let me talk. Let me explain things. Okay? You're over here trying to act like, you know, you're one of them guys that want to quote the laws of the cops and act like you know everything and act like all this. I committed federal felony. There's no such thing. You don't even know what you're talking about, bud.
This only shows that Officer Casey has no understanding of the law. He just knows how to exploit his authority.
I've done nothing wrong. I'm well within my rights to do my job. Like I said, you're over here interfering with my stop because now I see you over here. I see something, a red light flashing at us occasionally. I don't know if that's a laser. I don't know what that is. There was some sort of red light coming off of your phone. I saw it several times. That's what caught my attention over here, okay? That's what caught my attention over here. So therefore, you are now interfering with my stop because now I have to take my attention off of this stop to watch you and see what you're doing, to make sure that you're not sitting over here with a weapon that's going to hurt me or my partner or the people that we have stopped over here. I don't know you. I don't know what you're doing over here. Does that make sense to you?
Oh, what you're saying makes sense. I don't agree.
It doesn't matter if you agree or not, okay? That's what you're doing.
This cop is the exact reason why the police never learned. When Officer Casey couldn't find anything to charge him with, he started making up wild stories, like who even has a mobile with a red flash.
Now, I can seize this phone if I want to, get a search warrant, and search it for any evidence pertaining to my traffic stop if you'd like me to do so. Then I would suggest, it doesn't matter. It's still on your phone somewhere, somehow. It is how it works. Okay? I would suggest you get back in your vehicle. Let us do our job. We have more than enough officers over here. What's that?
I had no intention of interfering.
But that's what you were doing. No, it's not my opinion. That is, by statute, what you were doing. You took my attention off of my traffic stop. I now had to take my attention and turn it towards you, which is interfering with what I'm doing over there. I would suggest you get, I don't care what you agree with or disagree with, I would suggest you get in your vehicle, bud. Have a good night.
Officer Casey crossed the line, threatening to search Matthew and confiscating his phone, even though he was the victim in this situation. Now, this only raises one question. What kind of justice is this cop enforcing?
More than enough officers over here didn't know what we're doing.
And I wasn't trying to interfere.
But-
I wasn't on
but
her
you
side.
were.
I wasn't on
But
their
you were.
side. Just watching.
But you were. That's what you're failing to understand here, bud.
And my reasonable opinion, I'll let you know, is that what you just did was illegal.
What?
I'm not going to do anything against you.
What was illegal?
Unlawful detention, unlawful seizure, violation of First Amendment rights. Supreme
First
Court's-
Amendment
Yes,
rights?
sir.
How did I?
Freedom of the press.
No.
You seized my phone.
Yeah.
You illegally detained me. You illegally
No, I didn't illegally detain you.
You have no RAS of a crime.
No what?
The Supreme Court's already ruled that obstruction, interference.
It's a crime here in the city of Peabody.
I'd have to be close to you.
No,
and actually
you don't.
present a physical
No.
threat for it to actually
Nope.
happen.
Nope.
Yeah,
Nope.
it is.
Despite the officer blatantly violating his First and Fourth Amendment rights, Matthew remained incredibly cordial and never even raised his voice at the tyrant, who was absolutely fuming.
And even
You
if-
realize the distance a rifle could shoot?
yes, but
Yeah.
guess what?
Therefore, so I don't
Isn't
listen.
this a constitutional carry state?
It doesn't matter. If you
So-
have a weapon
no,
pointed
I'm
at me, that's
just-
not legal.
Just
That is not legal. If you have a weapon pointed at me,
So as you
that
saw
is
the
not
cell
legal.
phone, you don't have any RAS.
Did I pat you down? I don't know if you got anything on you.
I know. But on the other hand, it would be illegal for me to do that. I believe you guys just went constitutional carry.
Yeah, we can open carry in this state. You're absolutely right.
So
But
if
having
I
a
had
weapon
been
pointed at me is
one
two
of
different
those
things.
First Amendment guys is what you're talking about.
No.
And I've been standing here with a rifle on my back. It would have been illegal for you to detain me then too, unless I actually had him unslung.
I never detained you.
You seized my property, sir.
I held on to your phone while I conducted our business.
You seized my property.
That has nothing to. You could have turned around and walked away.
This officer is completely out of line, making no sense whatsoever, while trying to intimidate a law-abiding citizen. His only crime was standing up for his rights.
Could have turned around and walked
Said
away.
If I didn't give you ID, you
Nope.
were arrested.
Nope.
Said
You
that
could
on-
have turned around and walked away.
You said if your body came.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
If I
Have a
stand
good night.
here, are you going to arrest me?
Goodbye.
I'm just asking a question. If I still stand here, are you going to
I'm saying goodbye to you.
If I stand here, are you going to arrest me?
If you start recording us again and interfering with my stop, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to seize your phone and I'm going to arrest you for interfering once again with my stop. So I would suggest, yeah, it's right here, bud.
That's all. Thanks.
Have a good night.
Matthew was let go, but he soon filed a civil rights lawsuit against Officer Casey and the city. Just a few days later, the police department fired Officer Casey, and the city decided to settle with him for $75,000. Now, while this officer got the ending he deserved, this next chief was humiliated even more badly.
Is your camera on?
It is.
I'm the police chief in Tampa.
Oh, how you doing?
I'm hoping that you'll just let us go tonight.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll say
Tampa Police Chief May O'Connor was pulled over by a Pinellas County deputy for using a golf cart without a license plate. But instead of taking responsibility, she attempted to exploit her authority, completely unaware of how badly it would backfire.
Good evening.
How you doing?
Good. I'm Deputy Jacoby of the Sheriff's Office. Stopped you because you driving tag or unregistered vehicle with no tag on it on the roadway.
Yeah, we went to the club. It was closed, so we went over and picked up some.
Is your camera on?
It is.
I'm the police chief in Tampa.
Oh, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Okay.
I'm hoping that you'll just let us go tonight.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll say now that you say you look familiar, so.
Yeah, I'm sure I do.
Okay. So, all right, folks. Well, have a good night. Staying over here in East Lake Woodlands?
We
Yeah,
live
we
in
live-
East Lake Woodlands.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, it's nice to meet you.
It is downright disgraceful how she abused her badge just to dodge a simple ticket. But wait, it doesn't stop there. She keeps digging herself deeper.
So, I'm Deputy Jacoby.
Okay.
Same here, my friend.
All right.
Take care of yourself.
All right,
Sorry
take care.
to bother you.
All right, no worries, no worries. Like I say, we have a lot of problem with the golf carting around here. You know, everybody gets
No,
out.
we don't normally come out.
We
But
never
the club
come
was
out.
closed,
We
so we
never,
went up
never.
to the Greek place to get some food. And
Gotcha. Okay. All right. All right, then we'll take care. And it was nice meeting you.
all right.
Oh, all right.
You ever need anything, call me.
Okay.
Serious.
All right. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. You're welcome.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for yours.
Thank you.
So, take care.
All right.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Have a good night, folks.
Following this startling event, Chief Connor was subjected to intense criticism, which then led to her resignation. Here is what the mayor had to say about her sudden decision.
I don't know if betrayal is the word, but disappointment. I think that she was a good choice, and I provide those second chances. You can never know what decisions individuals are going to make down the road, and clearly she made a very poor decision. Ensure that the community is involved, that city council, that everyone has the ability to meet the candidates as we did before.
Integrity and ethics, and what happened here is a constant reminder of the professionals and ethics that they have to maintain.
The chief issued an apology for her actions, but let's be real, it is a very shameful way for her career to end. This chief lost her job, and this next drunk officer had a similar ending for breaking the law.
12, 13, 14.
You can stop.
Perfect.
In January of 2021, a Gainesville police officer responded to what appeared to be a typical accident report and learned that Corporal Scott Bertzik, a fellow officer, caused the collision. However, after speaking with him for a few minutes, it became evident that this was no typical mishap.
Yeah, reached out for my lighter, slammed into his ass.
Cool.
No, not really.
Not really.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do an information
So he
exchange?
does. Now I found it. You know, it's just information exchange. Now I found it.
Alright. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, no, I'm good.
Oh, your airbag went off. Your car's fucked up.
Oh no, absolutely. Which I just finally fucking fixed.
That sucks. Police Neil's off. He can come give you a ride.
Bertzik was clearly not in the right state of mind. He struck a car that was stopped at a red light with such force that it flipped over and fell to the other side of the road.
Really cut and dry. So if you want to just go through insurance, you can. If you want a full-fledged report, we can do that. However you want to go about it.
How long a report gonna take? A long time?
It usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes for me to get the driver's exchange done.
Yeah, go ahead and do it.
Okay. Can I get your driver's license and if you have your registration as well? So a couple things. One, do you mind giving me like a couple feet? One, because I like personal space, and two, because cigarette smoke, it tears me up a little bit. details.
Stephen Gardner had just been hit. As he gathered his documents, the officer then approached another officer who was unaware of what had happened. This is where the situation was about to take a shocking turn.
You know you can't smoke right now.
Why?
You can't consume anything.
Why?
Because if I'm going to do a DUI investigation, it impedes it, so you can't consume anything.
It's out there. I don't give a
I mean about this.
I'm not drunk. I'm fucking pissed and I'm tired. Fuck me. She did it. I don't give a fuck. What the fuck, man?
Birdsick showed no remorse and just wanted to get home and rest as if nothing had just happened, but his night was far from over. Officer Brooke had other plans, and as she began administering field sobriety tests, everything was going to change forever.
While walking, watch your feet at all times, keep your arms at your side, and count your steps out loud. Once you begin, do not stop until the test is completed. Do you understand the instructions? You may begin the test.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Do you want to finish?
Even though the officer was aware that he was drunk, she had to follow protocol. When it came to the walk and turn test, things only went from bad to worse.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
30. Don't walk away.
Reality finally hit Corporal Birdsick when he was escorted to the police station and faced the consequences that he never saw coming.
2007, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014.
You can stop.
Perfect.
So at this time, I'm asking you to come with me to the station to provide a breath sample. You've been compliant. Can I at least cuff you in the front?
After being dragged to the police station, Birdsick was placed in jail to sober up and had his blood taken.
I'm very sorry. They put you in this position. You have no idea.
And if this wasn't satisfying enough, watch how this lying chief was taken to the cleaners by these detectives.
You ever taken any batteries out and sold the batteries?
No. Believe them checks were mine. This started to piss me off. When I found out they weren't.
It is rare to see a police officer being held accountable for their corruption, let alone a police chief. Today, we bring you a shocking case where a corrupt police chief was exposed for breaking multiple laws and making a mockery of the entire police system. On March 10th, 2018, Buckeye Lake Police Chief James Hansey went over to a residence where a police call and accidentally fired his weapon. This led to an investigation into the chief's conduct, opening up several questions that needed answers.
Just tell me about what happened during the accidental shooting. Obviously, I've gotten stories, a couple different, people told me, but, you're the guy that accidentally discharged a weapon, so I can't wait to hear from you, man.
Jeff Maiden and I were on our way back from Lancaster. We had ate at B-Dubs. We were coming down 79 and we were in the area of Buckeye Lake Beezer Village. And my telephone rang. It was from Darlene Witt-Hofer. I've known the family since, I was a firefighter with her brother Terry and she found her aunt in the middle of the road. And that two guys had broke into her aunt's house and held her at gunpoint. She was able to escape, but the gunman shot one guy. He was laying in the floor bleeding to death, and the gunman was still in the house.
However, Hansey had undergone a finger amputation just a day before the incident and was declared medically unfit for active duty.
Thinking of being on technically light duty,
Right.
had no gun with me, and with there someone possibly being in that house dying, you guys have done the same thing. You'd have went in. We had 3 people here, and we've been trained. I told Ritter, give me your handgun. Vermaiden went around the side of the trailer to see if there was a door on the back. Cover 3. Vermaiden was the first one in the door, went to the right, because it's a single wide. Went in, and I went to the left, and I held the whole back of the trailer. And the trailer's really dark, and the only lights that's on is their flashlights and a TV in the very back room. I'm standing here, low ready, left hand, and all of a sudden something flashed. I thought someone was coming up, and when I went up, I hit a corner, and poof, went in around, went on the floor.
Okay. Did you have your finger on the trigger or something when you went up?
I had.
By responding to the scene, he directly violated his department's policy as he had been officially placed on desk duty. Chief Hansey had no clue that this accidental discharge was only the tip of the iceberg, as the detectives had planned plenty more questions.
Was there any conversation about not telling them about the accidental discharge?
Yes, there was.
Okay, was that your call?
Yes.
Okay, and what was the rationale there?
Ritter likes to tell things. And for the integrity of the case, integrity of the accidental shooting, Ritter, you don't have to go tell everybody that we had an accidental shooting. Let's get this investigated first. Let's get it looked at. Let's save the integrity of the case right here before anybody, it's 1,700 people know.
Sure.
And that was the only reason. But no reason to hide anything. How can you hide an accidental discharge?
Makes it tough. Things go bang real loud.
Yeah. And you got a spent shell. We got the shell.
Okay.
Yeah, I sure did. I told him. Because he likes to tell.
Having no answers to the detectives' tough questions, Chief Hansey started to blame other people, starting with the mayor, who clearly didn't have good relations with him.
I called the mayor 6 times and she never called me back. She called Ritter instead of calling my phone. She does that a lot. Just the other day, she's standing there, Ritter's phone goes off. Call from Peggy Wells. He's talking to her. I'm like, I walk up and say, why aren't you calling me? I'm the chief.
Right.
From years, she's been on council for years, and yeah, she never liked the police department. She's actually picketed against the fire department. She don't like them. She had a big meeting with Randy Thorpe, and Billy was still there, and wanted to see about bringing them in and get rid of us. And Billy and them guys told him, you can't afford us.
Right.
But when she took over mayor, and she took me in on January 19th, I told her, I said, all I want to do is my job.
Yeah.
I want to work with you. I have no hard feelings about nothing.
Shortly after, the detectives pressed at another huge point. Chief Hansey had been working from home and getting paid for the work at the office. Watch the bizarre reason that he had for this.
You mentioned the computer that you had at home, that your excuse was that you had to go home because you had some information on the computer at home that you didn't at work.
My computer at home is set up the same way the computer at the house. I mean at the office.
Okay.
And if I was at my house doing stuff and writing, you can go to my house right now and I can show you the stuff that I've done, changing policies and changing things. I've had permission from our mayor, Kate Carroll, to go there.
Okay. Have you had permission from this mayor to go there?
No, and I haven't.
Okay. All right.
I wish I would have brought my phone in. The times that they're probably talking about is I burnt my foot, right heel, really bad, clear to the bone. And I had to have a special boot. And it hurt to walk in it.
Hansey insisted he was working from home, but he had no clue that the detectives were well prepared, as they quickly exposed his claim with a damning revelation.
And I would come in the mornings, I would get the mail like I was supposed to, I would check the phone recorders and do everything else, and then I would go to the house and do what I had to do. You know, but I always had my walkie right there, and they knew this.
Well, I think part of it too was they said they came over, a couple of times, and you were just wearing shorts and a t-shirt watching cops while you were on duty.
No.
And that was and then when I checked the records, you had him logged on his hours that day. But my concern is if you're at home that day, and that's true. Let's say that's true what he's saying. If you're just sitting around watching cops when you're supposed to be at work, that could be an issue.
Right.
Obviously, I mean, you're the chief of police. You wouldn't want one of your guys doing that. Why do you think that is, Jimmy?
I would go home a lot, but I would not. I would be in blue jeans or my BDU pants and a shirt that always said police, and I would be doing the stuff that I was allowed to do on the computer per the mayor.
The police chief faced allegations of misusing government funds while staying at home. The situation escalated as detectives shifted their focus to yet another serious accusation.
Junk cars. I wanted to ask you about that too. What are your procedures for junking cars?
Junking cars?
Yeah. Let's say you get a car in an impound. Nobody comes and gets it. What is your procedures to get rid of that vehicle?
Run the thing through the state of Ohio. They come back and tell us if there's a lien on it. And then you send that person, or if there's a lien on it, you send that person 10-day notice. Or if there's no lien on it, you send that person, the owner, 10-day notice. And then if they don't collect it, or we get it back, they've got 10 days to pay the towing or anything like that. If not, then I go get a title from the BMV, and then we gather how many other cars we got up, get 3 bids, and then people come out and look at the, like junkyards or private people or whatever. They look at all the cars all at once and give you 3 bids, and the highest bidder gets them.
Okay.
As if the situation couldn't get any worse, Chief Hansey was also accused of removing batteries from junk cars and then selling them for personal profit.
You ever taken any batteries out and sold the batteries?
No.
No? And the reason I'm asking in this setting, Jimmy, is this is a setting where under Gary, you can't be charged with what we're talking about. We can't talk about this criminally.
Right.
Okay, but if that comes out criminally, there's going to be some issues probably with stealing. Okay, so there's been those allegations and a little more than just allegations. Very, very specific things that I've checked out that are not making a lot of sense. Okay, one of them especially being a water pump that was taken off of a truck for Randy.
If anything was taken off them cars, the village already owned them, and they had permission from the mayor to take anything. I personally have never taken anything off the cars, out of the cars, anything. Now Randy and Mark Dimmick has, yes, but they've always had permission, and they've never done anything until the vehicles were owned by the village.
Sure.
Well, one thing was clear at this point: the police department was deeply corrupt, with officers exploiting the system for personal gain.
The village owned it. Did you take any batteries then after they owned it? Did the mayor say, hey, you can take these? I'm trying to explain it for myself in my head why I've had 2 people tell me the same thing now. 2 different people. One you know, that I would say is completely on your side, one that says maybe not completely on your side, and they're both telling me the same thing. So I'm trying to figure that out why in my head that would be the case. So is there a circumstance or an instance where you did take a battery or two after the mayor cleared it?
I've never taken a battery.
Never.
Never.
Okay.
Never.
All right. Well, I needed to ask you about that because, like I said, I've had a couple of them here. All right.
Unconvinced by the chief's claims, the detectives once again asked him about the accidental discharge encounter, asking how he would have reacted if one of his junior officers had made the same mistake.
I took a call, even though they're not cleared to come back for 2 more days. Would you per se, do you have a problem with that?
If it was the same situation that I was put in,
Sure, call exactly the same.
no, I would not.
Okay. And why is that?
Because there was imminent risk of death. He was there. He had plenty enough people to take care of what the situation was. And I believe he has the, what word do I want to use?
You want to use probably duty to do something, right?
Yeah.
I assume that's where you're going with
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Yes, I do. I would not have a problem with that at all. I mean, the accidental discharge was very unfortunate and a bad timing, but, you know, no, I wouldn't have a problem with that at all.
Once again, the accidental discharge seemed to be only a stepping stone for the detectives as they pursued another key issue in the department. The calculation of their pay had been a major problem.
Where you got all the hours listed for everybody that worked, all the calls were taken, all that stuff.
Yeah, we get the calls and everything out of the computer system,
Okay.
and Jeff would estimate the hours.
How's he estimating the hours? I'm confused on that part.
I worked 80 hours a week.
Uh-huh.
I mean, 80 hours a week.
Every 2
Wow.
weeks.
Every 2 weeks. That's 160 a month, so he'd put 160. He would take what he was supposed to work, divide that by 2. That's what he would get, just down the line like that.
Okay. That's for the full-timers, right? To make sure those numbers are correct.
Those numbers were estimations. They were never correct, not meant to be correct.
You guys are paid by the hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you get paid by the hour, an estimate by the hour? How does that work? Because we have a time clock. We got to turn stuff. I mean, we literally have a time clock.
The detective shifted focus to another major issue, the calculation of officers' pay, which had some significant discrepancies. It turns out the entire police department was being run on guesses.
We're ultimately responsible for making sure the numbers are accurate when they go to Mary, who I assume Mary does some other report as well, or did at the time.
I have no clue. We just turn in our timesheets to her.
But you make a report for city council, or for village council. I'm sorry, if I keep calling city council, I'm
Yeah.
just used to this. You make a report for village council, right?
The end of the month, they would get a report.
Yes.
On with the fire department and every street department and everything else.
Right. And that report is done by who?
We're making,
Okay, so Vermaiden does the report. He does the report up, and I would assume, since you're the guy in charge ultimately, and you're the one responsible for numbers ultimately, you look at that report.
no,
You don't look at the report that Vermaiden's doing?
no, he would come in or on a Friday, when I'm off on Fridays,
Uh-huh.
and he knows Monday is the council meeting, he would do it up, and then he would take it over and give it to Valerie. There's plenty of times I would never see that report. I have no clue.
But you know who comes, but you know who's coming and going, Jimmy. That's the whole thing I want to get at. You know who's coming and going in the department, and there are people like Schilling. Is it Schilling? Schiller? I know he's
Jason Schilling.
Jason Schilling.
Yeah.
I talked to lots of people, and they said he only comes during taser training. That's it. And he's listed for 16 hours a month,
Correct.
every single month.
Correct. Because Frank Foster, our mayor, said he did our radar, he did our taser, and he did what else did he do? Radar, taser.
Every officer in the department being paid more than the work they were doing. In fact, one of them was only present for taser training, but was being paid full time. Here is what the chief had to say about him.
I believe it is accurate because the mayor, Frank Foster, said, giving this, we will trade him this 16 hours a month if he continues to train us like
Right.
that. And that's the way we did it.
I understand what you're saying. I do. I get it. But, you know, a guy like that's valuable. You know, but you want that guy to actually work. And when you're presenting those numbers to the village council, the numbers don't match what is actually going on. You know, so if you're putting 16 hours down, it looks like that guy's been there for 16 hours that month. He put in at least 16 hours of time, right?
If you wanted to look at it that way, yes.
I don't know, I mean, I really don't know how else to look at it, Jimmy, when it comes to that, because, again, yeah, valuable guy, you want to keep him around, you want to keep him happy, but he's not putting the numbers in that you are saying he's putting in.
Once again, the chief tried to brush everything off onto the other officers involved and even the mayor, claiming that he was agreeing with everything. He had failed to grasp the gravity of the situation and the responsibility that he should have taken.
Every month that she's been there, she's got 16 hours a month. I call her, she says, no, that's not accurate. I call the guy she rides with, Haas.
Jeff Haas.
Jeff says, no, she does not work 16 hours a month. Yeah, you guys put 16 hours a month on that sheet.
Again,
you understand that's a criminal charge. That could be a criminal charge to do all that
there's no
stuff.
monetary value.
There's no monetary value. You're making a public record. You're falsifying a public document because it's going over to village council. You see what I'm saying? So you're falsifying a document that goes over there, and I don't know why. I don't get it. I really don't understand it. You know, but I mean, this is a place to explain it, Jimmy, if you're going to. I mean, this is where it gets explained.
The detectives accused the chief of fraud, which immediately triggered his angry reaction. He was no longer calm and composed as the weight of the allegation seemed to finally hit him.
Let's go to these checks that were cashed for the insurance company. Now, I talked to the insurance company about those checks, and they had some pretty big issues with them.
Mm-hmm.
All right? That may be something that I'm going to have to turn over to somebody else to investigate criminally. If it gets to that point, I may have to do that. I don't know what the insurance checks that when you were transported to the hospital and you were supposed to pay, you were supposed to cash them, and you cashed 4 of them.
Oh Lord, you gotta be kidding me.
See, Jimmy, the problem with an internal investigation is once it starts rolling, it starts opening the door to all kinds of other stuff that comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a duty now to at least address it and try to figure out what's going on. In this setting, again, you're under Gary, okay? I can't use anything you say criminally, period. Okay?
Oh, I understand.
So, all right, I want you to understand that, you know, before you.
This is funny. These checks, I honestly, wholeheartedly, with my life, believe they were my Aflac checks. Because I talked to John Curtis, you can call him and ask him, I got him in my phone. He says, you've got a check coming, and you're going to have checks coming for your follow-up visits. I just got a check, and you can run out to my truck or give me the keys. I got $3,100 out there. I just got an Aflac check for this.
Okay.
I honestly, wholeheartedly, 1,000,000% believe them checks were mine. This is starting to piss me off. When I found out they weren't, I made arrangements and they were taking money out of my payroll every month.
They mentioned
I didn't fight the system because I honestly believed they were my checks.
The entire police department was a mess, and the detectives were just dropping bombs at the chief, who should have been aware of this prior to the investigation.
It's your department, your responsibility to make sure those numbers are accurate.
Them numbers were never, ever in the whole world ever meant to be accurate. That was just a summary of what we've done.
Okay.
The only thing accurate in that whole thing was the very front page. That was accuracy.
And it wasn't accurate because you guys missed Ritter's numbers on almost every month.
What do you mean?
Like Ritter's numbers that he had, your call volume is actually way bigger than you guys claim it is. You guys have more calls and did more things than you guys claim. Because you didn't factor Ritter's numbers in. All of Ritter's call records, all his calls, all his stats. Even his hours worked. Nobody calculated it.
So Ritter's not putting his stuff in the computer, and that would be the problem there with call volume.
What do you mean putting stuff in the computer?
He's not typing his stuff in his CRs and call records in.
Okay.
The detectives had some compelling evidence, which angered the chief, and he went on another tiring rant as he had no solid argument to counter the mounting evidence of his misconduct.
I don't put down on my timesheet.
So you work an extra hours and not claim?
Yes. My phone would ring constantly, and I'd have to go out. I never put all the hours down, because I know we're short of money, and I didn't want to work myself out of a job. You can ask any mayor that.
Yeah. What's the most people you guys have had out at one time?
2.
2?
Yeah, 3.
At any time, any given day?
Usually 2.
Okay.
Noon to 10.
No idea.
So that should, I don't even know why that was put there. That was noon to, should have been noon to 10 instead of 4 to 10. And it'd have been 10 hours.
What time did you guys get back from that trip?
Oh hell, I don't remember.
Was it dark?
No.
Maybe he tried to come in later, I don't know. But he put down numbers too on that day that he wasn't at work.
Noon to 10.
No idea.
So that should, I don't even know why that was put there. That was noon to, should have been noon to 10 instead of 4 to 10. And it'd have been 10 hours.
What time did you guys get back from that trip?
Oh hell, I don't remember.
Was it dark?
No.
Maybe he tried to come in later, I don't know. But he put down numbers too on that day that he wasn't at work. The Ritter had to come in because the two of you were both gone. And the dispatch traffic had Ritter on there, not you guys.
Yeah.
And obviously,
here, 4 to 11.
and you're being honest with me, that, you know, you guys were out there on the 25th.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so that's the problem, Jimmy. And you know, when I turn this stuff over to Mayor Wells and to Village Council, they're probably gonna have an issue.
Well, you know what? This was not done on purpose. I probably should do my time sheet every day that I get done, and I didn't. That right there, the 25th, was not done on purpose. You know, and I can understand it looks terrible.
But Jimmy, you just told me earlier that you do it like that you make sure that you don't put that ending on there until you're actually done.
I just started doing that.
Okay, I gotcha.
Because of all this issue of them saying, timesheet this, timesheet that, timesheet this.
Right.
And pay is very...
This is, Jimmy, I don't know if you've ever seen this before. This is a couple years of people thinking that you're doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing. A couple years, since 2014.
As the detectives moved to the end of the investigation, Hansy's desperation was visible, as he also owned plenty of the stuff happening. In the end, he once again tried to become the victim in this situation.
I asked if we could get a window tint meter for $48. No, you don't have the money. Seriously?
Wow, 48 bucks?
$48. So that's the way we've always been in that village from day one I started. They don't give us nothing. We buy our own paper. We buy our own uniform. They give us a uniform allowance. But we buy our own boots and we buy our own guns and our belts and stuff that whatever the uniform allowance won't cover.
You know, that reminds me of something though, Jimmy, I gotta ask you before you take off here. You threw away a bunch of property the other day.
This psycho cop thought he could boast his authority, but was instantly owned.
Hey, you know, we pass each other like such. I like to hit my brakes. Getting your blood flowing, getting you ready for work. I just like to hit my brakes. Scare you a little.
Despite their authority, some police officers manage to make a joke of themselves, often getting put in their place by their superiors. Today we'll look at cases where these clueless cops were owned by officers just a few pay grades above them. First up is Deputy Crow, who made the mistake of uploading a TikTok bragging about how he pulls people over. His entitlement in the video is sure to boil your blood.
Want to hear about some of my favorite things to do? This is going to piss you off. It's so much fun. So, and it's early in the morning or late at night. Oh, these are my favorite. When you're driving and you're coming at me, and you know, we pass each other like such, I like to hit my brakes. Yeah, especially early in the morning when you're running late to work, you're speeding, you know you're speeding, I caught you speeding. I just like to hit my brakes. Get the blood flowing, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. Really, I'm helping you out if you think about it. Getting your blood flowing, getting you ready for work. I just like to hit my brakes. Scare you a little.
You can't toy with people for your own amusement. This cop's behavior is disturbing, and his stupidity was about to reach a whole new level.
Also, when I'm sitting and I'm running speed traffic, and I gotta go somewhere else, if I want to go to the gas station or grab a snacky or something, I'll wait. I'll wait till you come by. I don't care how far you're back. If you're 2 miles back, I'm waiting on you. And then as soon as you pass me, I'm gonna pull out. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. Also, at a stop sign, I'm not going first. I'll wait. You can do that. No. You're going first. Figured I'd let you in on a couple of fun things that I like to do, and I'm sure others do the same.
This is exactly how a tyrant officer behaves, thinking that it is all just fun and games. The worst part is that he truly believes it is justified.
Yeah. Now you know, or do you? Are we gonna pull you over? Or are we just fucking with you? Which one's it gonna be? You make that choice. I can't make it for you. Good luck. Also, don't feel bad. I still get nervous when cops are behind me, even when I'm in a squad car. I'll forget that I'm in a squad car. And I'll see a cop, I'll be like, oh shit. It's the cops. And then I'm like, I'm a cop. But yeah, don't feel bad. Everybody gets that way. It's not just you.
Shortly after the video went viral, Deputy Crow faced heavy criticism and was reprimanded by his department, which called his behavior shameful and not standard procedure. Now, while this cop made a mistake and got owned, the actions of these next racist tyrants will leave you stunned.
My family rich than a motherfucker. I ain't gotta sell nothing. I'm set for life.
On June 28, 2023, businessman Matthew Wilson was driving his BMW when he was pulled over for an expired tag. What should have been a simple traffic stop quickly turned into a bizarre encounter.
These officers are pulling me over. They said it was a tag. Now they're saying that I have drugs. I have no drugs. I'm a business owner. I'm late to pick up my wife. Now they're trying to tell me that I have to step out. I haven't committed a crime. This is Matthew Wilson, CEO of Addictive Culture Entertainment. I'm going to pick up my wife. I got pulled over, cited by these officers, saying my tag. Now they're pulling me over, talking about they want me to get out. No crime has been committed, and they have reasonable, articulable suspicion by constitutional law that I have to have drugs in my car, and they are therefore allowed to do a search on my car. Now, I've told you that I have no drugs in the car. I've told you that I'm not getting out the car because I know the law. I haven't committed a crime.
The officer had no reasonable, articulable suspicion to think that Wilson was carrying drugs. Shockingly, he claimed that he had received intel from a detective to stop his car from carrying narcotics.
If you want to violate my rights further, I promise you, you're going to be famous.
And I'll tell you right now, I don't normally do this, but we have some detectives that were following you. And yeah, and they think
where'd they follow me from? Tell me.
Well, I don't have that information, but
I travel this road every day.
Okay.
My wife is a doctor in Boulder.
They want you out of the car, and we want to do a sniff on the car with you.
I'm not. You don't have. Call your supervisor.
Okay, I'll get.
Are you gonna violate my rights? I just told you to call your supervisor. I'm late picking up my wife, bro.
And I can get information from other officers that tell me they have probable cause to do a sniff on your car.
Because I'm a black man in a Beamer.
I had no idea you were a black man until I stopped you.
Because I'm a black man in a Beamer.
Now, Mr. Wilson had every right to be furious, as he was clearly being racially profiled by this ignorant cop. He refused to give up his rights and decided to stand his ground.
My wife works in Boulder. If you violate my rights, I'm going to make a case against you, and I'm going to win.
Okay.
You're profiling me because I'm black.
Has nothing to do with that.
You're profiling me because I'm black, bro.
You just happen to be black, and I just happen to be white.
No, you just happen to not be the first officer of white descent to call me a killer because I'm in a Beamer. My family is rich.
Okay.
My family is rich. I don't have to sell. We own construction companies, restaurants, entertainment businesses, houses, real estate, and all type of shit. I don't have to sell, bro.
A lot of people that sell get rich, and then they have these other shell companies that are shell companies.
You're profiling me. Are you going to violate my rights?
We'll
I asked you to call your supervisor.
Okay, we're working on that.
I've asked him to call his supervisor, everybody.
This is the reason why people hate these pigs all over the country. The power-tripping officer continues to intimidate Wilson, who ensured that he stood up for his rights.
If you have no a dog sniffing it will be...
Bro, you can bring your dog. Bro, you can bring your dog all you want. You're going to look stupid as fuck.
Okay.
And I'm going to sue you. I don't have about to sell, bro. My family rich than a. I ain't gotta sell nothing. I'm set for life. You about to find out. Watch. Racist. Pull me over for a tag. They said it was a tag. Now they're saying I'm a dealer. Detectives were following me.
These officers began ganging up on the victim, and just when it seemed like it couldn't get any worse, another aggressive cop showed up, escalating the situation even further.
They said it was a tag. Now they're saying I'm a dealer. Detectives were following me.
Sir, a supervisor is on the way to talk to you, okay? But I do need you to exit the vehicle now.
I haven't committed a crime and I'm not getting out the car. You're not going to violate my rights. I know the rights. I got a lawyer. We got lots of lawyers.
I appreciate that, sir. But
I didn't even have to give him my information and I cooperated. If I was a dealer, why not run?
Okay.
If I was a dealer, why did I give him my... I know the law. I don't even have to give him my information.
Well, you do.
Because I haven't committed a crime,
okay.
bro.
You operate a vehicle with expired registration.
That's not a crime, bro.
Yes, it is.
That's civil court, bro.
Okay, so listen to me, sir. For that. Sir, we're asking you nicely. Legally speaking, we have the right. The Supreme Court has already decided we can ask you to get out of the vehicle. You choose to not get out of the vehicle is a criminal offense in itself. We don't want to go that area. Go that route.
Watch this, y'all.
Okay.
Eventually, Wilson made a mistake as he succumbed to the pressure and threats from the cops and ended up leaving his vehicle, allowing the cops to let the canine sniff it.
We don't have
Hey, look, I'm going to let them search, y'all. Watch this. I want all y'all badge numbers and everything. Here. I want you to check everything in here. I'm gonna open up the trunk for you too. I'm gonna open up the trunk for you. I don't want to touch it. No, it's okay. I want y'all to search. Have a good search. Have a good search. Watch this, y'all.
It's nothing personal, man.
It's because I'm black and I'm in a Beamer, cuz.
It's nothing about race.
Look at my family, rich as fuck. You about to find out.
Which way?
Wilson, furious and out of breath, faced Officer Zamora, who tried to de-escalate the situation. Unfortunately, this didn't change the outcome, as his car was about to be searched illegally.
It's nothing about that, bro. It's because of that right there. December 16th of 2022.
So if it was a tag, you're citing that to me it's a tag. This individual told me that drug detectives were following me, bro.
That might be
There's people out here doing 90 and a 65. You chose to pull me over. You cited, I know the law, bro. I got lots of lawyers and lots of money. You told me it was a tag, but now all of a sudden, drug detectives follow me from where? Where they follow? From a house? Because I'm black, I must have came from the trap.
It's nothing about race.
I must have came from the trap house, huh?
I can promise you right now, it's nothing about race. It's nothing about that. I understand your frustration. Have you had any good experience with officers?
What's your name and your badge number?
My name is Officer Zamora. I'll give you my card as well. My name is Officer Zamora with the Broomfield Police Department. My badge number is 5042. Here's my card.
Eventually, the K-9 unit arrived and began sniffing the car. Once again, the cops got their way, gaining legal access to search his vehicle.
Boy, your racist bitch ass.
My apologies, you're losing your appointment there.
Your dog getting hit on my car. I know the cop tricks because I got a brother that's a cop. The cop didn't hit it, your dog didn't hit on shit. And when you don't find nothing, just make sure you show up and say it in court. Trust me, I got you. I want to watch him search my vehicle. That's my right. That's my right. I can watch him search my vehicle. I'm right here.
You might be right out of his back.
I'm right here. Yeah, I'm right here.
Go back there.
I'm right here.
You gotta go back there.
I'm not violating.
I don't want to put my hands on you, but you need to go back here.
I'm not violating nothing.
Please follow with me.
I have the right to
You have the right to
I got
walk.
a body camera on.
If
not going to be anything.
Well, you stand right there then.
Let's please walk back, no farther. Right where we were, because that's right now. You do have the right to watch. That's fine. Farther, please. Farther.
The K-9s can alert to a car for various reasons, so it is inconclusive to claim that drugs were present based on that alone. While the cops searched his vehicle, Wilson wasn't even allowed near it, which was further agitating him.
Please stand over here.
You're violating my rights.
A little bit farther. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Like I said, you're more than welcome to watch. That's fine. But please, when I ask you, please, at least respect that. Respect when I'm asking you to stay over here, please.
I respect people that treat humans like humans.
I'm trying.
That's what I respect.
I'm trying to show you respect.
I got in the car, y'all. I got pounds of cocaine and heroin I've been trafficking all over the globe. And I didn't have to get out the vehicle, and y'all couldn't pull me out. I know the law. So you threatened to charge me. That's something else I'm going to bring up in the lawsuit.
So I'll explain that statute if you let me. So
I know the statute. I got a good lawyer.
It's not that case law, actually. So that case law says that in any traffic stop at any time, for any reason, an officer going to ask a person to exit the vehicle.
The law also says I don't have to get out the vehicle. That's my constitutional right. No crime was committed.
It does. So
no crime was committed.
So it does, though. So
Eventually, after searching the vehicle for 5 minutes, the officers deduced that there were no narcotics present, allowing Wilson to go back to his car.
Conversation with you. That's all I'm trying to do.
I'm not disrespecting
I don't know you, man. You don't know
I'm
me
not
either.
disrespecting you.
No, well, in a way, you're not letting me talk. I want to just explain things. That's all. I just want to talk to man to man. You understand what I'm saying?
Look, they done went front back. No guys. No guys.
And if not, we're out of here. If not, then no big deal. Okay?
I'm black and I'm in a Beamer. That's why. We can't have nothing without being dealers. I worked my ass off for years in construction before I built my own company. Life in America as a black man, y'all. I'm gonna make them famous.
Sir, you're welcome to sit back in the vehicle if you want to wait out here. For the supervisor, you want to wait in the vehicle.
I want you to give me my ticket so I can go to my appointment and pick up my wife.
You don't want to
Now, you've already disrespect. You just lied. He just lied and said that his dog hit on my car. Did you find any, sir?
No, sir.
I know you didn't. Because I'm not no dick. Now, give me my ticket.
Okay, if you want to take a seat back in the vehicle.
Now, this was surely one of the worst cases of police misconduct and racial profiling that you'll see. But before heading off, Wilson made sure to have a couple of words with the officer who stopped him initially.
You want to step out, or you?
You said somebody gave you intel that I was a dealer, and drug detectives followed me?
They gave me intel to stop a car, to identify you, and then also to sniff the car.
Who is these individuals that told you this? I have a right to know. My lawyer's going to want to know, too.
Yeah, well, it'll be in a copy of our documentation.
A copy of your documentation?
Yes.
You're documenting me when I was originally stopped for my tag.
Yes, and that was my reason for stopping you.
But you're documenting me.
Everything is documented. It's everything. It's everything. It's documented. Like this.
So who are these people? Where they follow me from? You said they followed me. Where did
I don't
they
have
follow?
all that information. It was a really quick, brief conversation to catch up to your car and stop.
Why? Because I was black?
It has nothing to do with
Because
that.
black people always have drugs?
No.
It must be because black people always have drugs.
I had no
That's
idea
why.
what your race was until I got up to you, sir.
Okay, but when you got up to me and seen that it was a black man behind the wheel of this brand new Beamer,
Can we talk real quick? Can we talk real quick over here? Because I just want
I'm
to
a sue the ass. Watch this.
Despite being proven wrong, these officers showed no remorse or guilt. Wilson has since filed a civil rights lawsuit against the cops and the city, and we can only hope that he gets the justice he deserves. And if you think these cops were evil, you will be stunned to find out what this next cop did.
I'm coming southbound, she's coming northbound, inside lanes both times. I don't know where we cross.
On November 5th, 2023, police officers were dispatched to the location of a crash in which one of the drivers was seriously hurt. As the officer arrived, he was shocked to see his longtime buddy and off-duty cop on the scene.
I'm coming southbound, she's coming northbound, inside lanes both times. I don't know where we cross.
Okay, you're going south, she's going north.
She's going north, inside lanes on both equal lengths of traffic.
Okay. All right, man, I'm looking for his honesty, okay? I know you're in a tough predicament right now, and it's like that, okay? I'm looking for his honesty and compliance, and that's all I'm asking for, okay?
All right.
Okay. When's the last time you drank tonight?
A little bit earlier.
Okay, how long ago was that?
A couple hours, about 2.
2 hours ago? Okay, what were you drinking?
I had about a beer.
Okay. Have you ate it all today?
Yes, I have. Sandwich, ham sandwich.
When was the last time you ate?
About 2.5 hours ago. They had food over there, and they had food, which was also as well a chicken sandwich, as well as chicken dumplings.
The suspect, DeKalb police officer James Corralejo, was clearly intoxicated beyond limit. Despite this, the officer treated him with unusual kindness, probably giving him officer protocol.
Listen, I can tell you I'm drinking. I'm just being honest with you. I know me and you go way back, but we're here right now, okay? You got that? Okay. All right, listen. How much influence do you feel like now?
I'm fine.
You're fine?
Yes.
Okay. You still feel like there's alcohol in your system?
No. 100%.
No? Okay. All right, James. We have to do a couple things here, right? Okay. All right. Can I check you out?
Go ahead.
Okay. Stand over me. Okay. Put your feet together, hands at your sides, okay? Blink a few times. Take a break. Still feeling good?
Feeling fine.
The officer quickly administered the field sobriety test, and during the walk-in turn test, it was clear just how drunk Corralejo was.
Can I Dan?
Not yet. You're staying out there. Okay. Go ahead and begin.
1,000 pace?
This is I instructed you, okay?
While this was enough to prove that he was drunk, the officer struck the protocol and conducted a few more tests before making his decision.
2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2000.
All right. Stand with your feet together and arms at your sides, okay? Do not do anything else until I tell you to. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Follow my stimulus, which will be the tip of my pen again, okay? With your eyes and eyes only. Do not move your head. Do you understand?
Understood.
Just relax. You can come over if he needs to. You can come talk to him.
The officer knew his friend Corralejo had messed up badly. He approached the other officers and explained the situation, and they all seemed apologetic toward the intoxicated cop.
What you got, big dog?
I got 1055. Okay. Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's went to high school with him. Who's it? Who is it? James Corralejo. Who? James Corralejo.
Where does he work?
South side of the city.
Oh, fuck. Did he blow?
I'm trying to get it for my squad car right now.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's gonna have to provide one either way.
What's it? Oh yeah, I mean it's a Ford. Yeah, did you hear the thing he made mention that he's off duty? Somebody? No, he is. He's somewhere.
It's on the south side.
Either of you guys take this out?
Finally, the officer went ahead to conduct a breathalyzer test and eventually decided to arrest the drunk cop. Meanwhile, the victim in the other car was being transported to the hospital as she received serious injuries.
We still have some stuff to work through after this, but are you going to provide a breath sample right now?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Okay. We'll go and blow now. Right, you say you don't got a gun on you right now or anything?
I got nothing.
Okay, go check real quick. Okay. Alright. I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta do what I gotta do, man, okay? You understand me?
Got it.
Is that, is one too tight?
Take a seat, James.
I'm walking over now.
Surprisingly, the officer didn't seem to have any emotions for the victim who his fellow drunk cop had injured. Shortly after, Corralejo was taken to the police station to administer a BAC test.
What's up, man? What's going on? Heard you had something or one?
on out with the case.
Okay, so right now, so D1 or DUI A2, the ag DUI for the injuries, okay, and then 2 other traffic citations.
How extensive are the injuries?
There'd be still medical care, okay.
But nothing life-threatening.
It's a serious medical injury. That's all I'm gonna say, okay. All right, so this is detainable, okay.
So
I'm being straight up. You're gonna be in there till Monday, okay.
Corraleo's BAC was 0.156, nearly double the legal limit of 0.08%. He was arrested and taken to jail where he spent the night. The victim, 59-year-old Graciela Reza Contreras, tragically passed away in the hospital. As a result, Corralejo was charged with reckless homicide, aggravated driving under the influence, and DUI. The case has not yet gone to trial, and we hope that the victim's family receives the justice they deserve while this drunk cop is held accountable for his carelessness. Well, that brings us to the end of this video. Today we saw cases where reckless cops were held accountable by their superiors and caught by higher authority. These officers who thought they could get away with anything learned the hard way that no one is above the law and they will face consequences. If you agree, please support us by liking this video. Also, if you enjoyed this video, watch the moments where these cops instantly ruin their career.
Go over there. Go over there. Turn around. Okay. Turn around and put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest.
For what?
Turn around and put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest. That's a no, man.